Hey guys, what's up, how's it going? Welcome back for another video. We are on week number 79 of the dividend investing case study, and this is basically a portfolio I've been growing completely from scratch on this YouTube channel, and I've showed you guys basically how I built it and how much dividend income the portfolio is growing on a regular basis. And the main goal of the portfolio is to eventually one day live entirely off of my dividends. So the state of the stock market over the past week or so has been pretty interesting. As you guys know, we mostly invest in Canadian stocks since this is a Canadian-based channel, and the Canadian stocks have been doing pretty good over the past week. In fact, this year I do believe Canadian stocks will recover, so I'm not surprised to kind of see them grow over time, especially since last year during the pandemic, Canadian stocks didn't really do very well. So, this year we had a nice big jump up inside our portfolio, and we're going to continue, I think, to see that slow rise throughout the year. We'll just have to wait and see, kind of what happens over the next little while. But over the past week, our portfolio has been doing pretty well, as I will show you guys in just a second here. Alright, so here's our portfolios. As I mentioned earlier, guys, we have two portfolios here on Wealthsimple Trade that I mostly invest into. We have a TFSA and a personal account. In total, we have $35,000 and $400, and like I mentioned, we built this up at the beginning of 2020. So we're on week number 79 of building this portfolio completely from scratch. And I'll tell you guys, it's been quite a journey, as some of you guys know who've thankfully, and I really do appreciate a lot of you guys who watch my videos and have been here since pretty much the beginning. I still see a lot of people pop in the comments, and it's been super cool. But anyways, guys, the two portfolios that we have here is the personal account. This is $4,000, $387. We've just been building this up recently over the past couple months, so it's kind of our new portfolio. And then we have the TFSA. I have two TFSAs. I have one in Wealthsimple Invest and one in here in Wealthsimple Trade. So I maxed out my contribution room, so that's why we built the personal account. So the first portfolio we're going to talk about is the TFSA account, since it is the biggest one. And as you guys can see here, over the past day, the portfolio is actually up $158. It's 1% since this morning. So as you guys can see, today has been a pretty good day for the stock market, and if we go over the past week, the portfolio has actually been up quite a bit as well, hovering about $328, which is a little bit over 1% here. And over the past month, we're up 4%, so pretty good gains over the past month for the portfolio as well, up $1,169, so pretty decent gains overall. And over the past 3 months, the portfolio is up $2,051, that's 7% over the past 3 months, which has been really, really good for our Canadian stocks and our little bit of US stocks that we have as well inside the portfolio. And then over the past year, we are up 18% inside the portfolio. Looks like our stocks are starting to kind of finally get some of that growth and some of those earnings since when we've been investing in throughout the dip for last year. And I do predict that our Canadian stocks are going to keep growing as the year goes on. And all time, the portfolio is up just over 17%, sorry. And the cool little thing here that Wealthsimple Trade has added, they have this little graph here, so you can see the portfolio value and our net deposits. So you can see how we've been depositing money, and how really here in the beginning of 2021, we've kind of really seen, and towards the end of 2020, like that big jump in the value of the portfolio. So we can see the stocks have grown up a lot here, and I like this cool feature, so we can really see where that growth happened, which is really, really cool. So it actually even started in October of 2020, so I really like that feature. That was really cool of Wealthsimple Trade to add that. So I'm going to spend some time really quickly here just kind of going over a quick little review of some of the stocks I've bought this week, as well as I've been buying this month for the month of June. So the first one we're going to talk about, the new one that I add inside the personal account, is Alimentation Couche-Tard. And this is, it's a convenience store. They own a lot of the convenience stores, a lot of the Mac stores. I've talked about this stock a lot on the channel, and a lot of other people on YouTube are talking about the stock, and for good reason, because it's just a really good growth-based Canadian stock that has really good dividend growth over time. I think this company is going to do really well, and they're just going to keep growing. Like they have nice convenience stores, they make good profit, as the economy kind of recovers and things get back to normal. I think the stock will do well. So that's the main stock I've been focusing on, and they do have good earnings. They have super low payout ratios, so they'll be able to grow that dividend aggressively, and I just love the stock. It's a really good stock. So that's the stock I'm going to be focusing on for this month, and we've been adding some shares. So we have 5 shares inside the personal account, and then we have some of the other ones here, like Algonquin, we have Manulife, we have TELUS, TD, VDY, which is our ETF for our Canadian stocks, and then VFV. And I want to kind of focus more on the ETFs a little bit, because I don't have as many shares of ETFs inside this portfolio. I have a lot of individual stocks, so I kind of want to add a little bit more shares of maybe some VFV here and maybe a load of VDY as time goes on. And that's kind of my plan for this month of the month of June. And since this channel is all about dividend income and passive income and hopefully one day, like I mentioned before, living off my dividends, here's some dividend information about the portfolio. So we have a dividend yield right now, our whole entire portfolio. If we take the summary of our personal account and our TFSA here on trackyourdividends.com, it's a cool little Canadian website you can use. Our current dividend yield is about 3.13%, which is a little bit on the lower side, but it's nice because we have a lot of growth stocks that will grow their dividends over time. So that, that dividend yield will grow, and we have good stock appreciation as well. So we have, the best of both worlds, I think, with this portfolio. And our yield on cost, which is basically telling us, in the past when we bought some shares, how much of those shares really earning in dividend yield, is about 3.52%. This isn't a super important stat, but it just gives you an idea of how your portfolio and how your shares in the past, kind of grow over time and whatnot. And annual income for the portfolio is $1,105, so just roughly, give or take, around that $100 a month. And as you guys have kind of seen, since we've kind of built the portfolio over time, it's been steadily growing on a monthly basis, and it's come a long way since we first started. So here's my nice little dividend income graph inside the spreadsheet. If we go to the left here, you guys can see I actually wrote down some numbers here, so you can see the raw numbers of how much in dividend income the portfolio is earning. So you guys can see for the month of June, which is month number 18 for the portfolio, I'll just scroll down here a bit. We're sitting at $60 per month, so it is slowly growing over time, and we'll get a couple more dividends before the end of the month. But this little graph here, it really gives you an idea of how the portfolio has grown over time. You can see in the beginning we were just making a couple bucks a month, and then it's been slowly growing, going up, going down, going up, going down. That's kind of just the way stocks work, and you can really see how that works here with the portfolio. And the month number 18, like I said, is our last month of June. We can see here that we made just over $60, with May hitting about just over $40, and the month before that hitting $100. So I do predict kind of towards the end of June, and next month we should hit that a little bit over $100 a month, and the portfolio will just keep growing over time. So it's a cool little way to see how your stock and your dividend income can grow over time. And in case you guys were wondering, here's a little bit of some information about the individual holdings inside the portfolio. So once again, this is all my stocks combined together, my TFSA and my personal account. We have a total of 16 holdings, and our largest holding is VDY, which is our main ETF. Our smallest holding is Enbridge, individual stock. However, we do have Enbridge in VDY, so kind of just keep that in mind. There's a little bit of overlap. We have a total of 8 sectors, and our largest holding is ETFs at the end of the day. And it looks like our smallest sector is energy, which is kind of interesting. And here in this little pie chart, we can see the actual funds here. So we'll go over these really quickly. First one we have is VDY at 30% of the portfolio. The second one we have is VFE, which is our US stock exposure. I do think US stocks are important to have, especially inside of our TFSA for that tax-free growth that US stocks definitely have. And we're at 26%. I do want to increase this once again to get this a little bit higher to take advantage of it, especially inside the TFSA and maybe in the RSP at some point in the future as well. And then we have stocks like TD, which represents 10% of a portfolio. TD is my #1 favorite individual stock that I have, so I have a little bit extra of it there. And then we have RioCan, which is some REITs. We have H&R REIT, which again, that's like give or take a little bit over 10% of the portfolio for some passive monthly income. And then we have Manulife, Algonquin Power Utilities, other stocks like Fortis, TELUS, ATD, Alimentation Couche-Tard, which I just talked about, CNR, RNW, Shaw Communications, kind of bring that up there, Severia Corp, and then we have BIP, and then the small little slipper here is Enbridge, which is the smallest holding in outside our portfolio. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of an idea of some of the holdings inside my portfolio. And I do have a link in the description of the video if you guys want to actually see what holdings I actually have. That link is there. And as you guys know, one of the big things about this channel that I like to do is to kind of showcase something a little different where it's basically I'm trying to live off my dividend income, and I'm kind of showing you guys like some personal finance tips, and I'm trying to cut back and live a more frugal life to kind of make even just a little bit of money that we make each month on a regular basis really count towards towards something big. And it's really cool, and I really like this experiment. It's been a lot of fun. So one of the big things I've done in some previous weeks is I started watching movies. So I've been buying DVDs, and I showed you guys some of the DVDs I bought. Now what I've basically been doing is I've been watching DVDs on my computer because that's the only way I have of watching the DVDs. So I went out and naturally I bought a cool little DVD player off Amazon. I bought basically the cheapest one I could find. It was about $50. I think it was like $49 on sale price. And it's a cool little DVD player, as I'll show you guys here in just a second, where you can play DVDs. It's pretty simple. All you do is you plug it into plug it into a power supply, and then you got an HDMI port where you can plug it into your TV, and you can also play movies via USB, which is really cool. That's actually the feature I like the most, is you can play it by USB, but we are buying DVDs at the end of the day, so either one is good, but basically I just need something to play some simple DVDs. Then over time, when we have more cash, or when I feel the need to, I might eventually buy and upgrade a better DVD player, but this thing is perfect for now. And when it comes to movies to watch, I've been having a lot of fun because I made a big list of the best movies of all time. Basically went on Google, typed in some top rated movies from some different sources, and I'm slowly adding in the spreadsheet over time. And I think I'm going to make a goal of maybe watching a new movie once per month or every other week kind of thing, since it's pretty cheap to add a DVD in. Most DVDs cost us around $7 or so to buy one, and our portfolio is making us almost $100 a month, so it's kind of nice to have that little bit of entertainment. But the movie we recently watched with my girlfriend was Gone with the Wind. This is one of the best top rated movies of all time, and it was a really long movie. It's about 4 hours long. It's super dramatic. It's super old school, so a lot of like old school style acting, and it's just cool to see the way the life was about and way things were back then. So it's a really cool video. I mean, really cool movie. I really enjoyed it, and it was really interesting take on like a old school romantic type of movie. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys have any questions or whatnot, be sure to let me know. And if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a big like and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to follow alongside with me as I do these videos and I build out this dividend-based portfolio, and I work on kind of living off my dividend income. So that's it for today. Hope you guys have yourself a good weekend, and I'll see you guys later.